Welcome to Senior Health, where we believe that growing older can mean growing stronger, wiser, and healthier every day. Have you ever stood up in the morning and felt your legs hesitate just for a second? It's not pain. It's not illness. It's something quieter. A slow, unnoticed shift in strength. You may chalk it up to aging, or maybe think you just need more rest. But what if your muscles are sending you a message? A message that something important is missing, not just in your routine, but in your nutrition? Today we're going to explore one essential vitamin that most seniors overlook. A vitamin that directly affects your muscle strength, balance, and ability to stay active and independent. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand what it is, but also how to safely include it in your life, so you can move with more confidence, energy, and ease. Let's begin with a familiar scene, one that might sound a lot like your own morning. 1. When strength quietly slips away. Harold is 69. He's not a man you'd call frail. In fact, he spent most of his life on his feet, running his own repair business, lifting tools, climbing ladders. Even after retirement, he stayed active. But recently, something changed. He'd wake up, sit on the edge of the bed, and just pause. Not because he wanted to, but because standing up felt heavier than before. No sharp pain. Just a quiet sense that his legs weren't quite there for him the way they used to be. He ignored it at first. We all do. It's easy to write it off as getting older. But slowly, Harold noticed more signs. He didn't walk as fast. He got tired quicker. And one day, he stumbled slightly going up a curb, something he hadn't done in decades. What Harold was feeling has a name: sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It's not sudden. It doesn't arrive with fanfare. It creeps in gradually, often without pain, and most seniors don't realize it's happening until it starts affecting their balance, posture, or energy. After the age of 60, we naturally begin to lose 1 to 2% of our muscle mass every year. That might sound small, but over time, it adds up. Muscles are what help us do everything. Stand up, hold a grocery bag, lift ourselves off the toilet, or catch our balance if we trip. The danger is not just the loss of strength. It's what comes with it. Higher risk of falls, fractures, reduced mobility, and even a decline in mental confidence. When your body feels weaker, your mind starts to hesitate too. The good news is that muscle loss isn't inevitable. It can be slowed, it can even be reversed, but only if you give your body what it needs. And that's where nutrition comes in. Because while exercise is important, your muscles can't stay strong without the right building blocks. And for many seniors, one key piece is missing. In the next section, we'll talk about a vitamin you already know, but may not fully understand, and why it plays a much bigger role in your muscle strength than you think. 2. Vitamin D, the overlooked key to muscle strength. Let me introduce you to Martha. She's 67, a retired librarian with a love for early morning walks. For years, she believed staying active was all she needed to maintain her strength. And in many ways, she was right. Movement keeps the joints loose and the heart healthy. But Martha had a persistent problem. Her legs often felt tired. Not sore, not injured, just weak. Climbing stairs became more difficult. Standing too long made her feel wobbly. She stretched, she moved, she hydrated, but nothing helped. Then during a routine checkup, her doctor suggested a blood test. The results came back with something she hadn't expected: her vitamin D levels were far below normal. Now, like many people, Martha associated vitamin D with bones, calcium absorption, osteoporosis, that kind of thing. But what she didn't know And what most seniors don't realize is that vitamin D plays a direct and powerful role in your muscles too. You see, muscles don't just rely on protein. They rely on electrical signals from your brain and calcium movement within your muscle fibers. Vitamin D helps regulate both. Without it, your muscles don't contract as well. They tire more quickly. They struggle to rebuild after activity. It also affects muscle tone, reflexes, and your ability to balance, all of which become more fragile with age. That slight hesitation you feel before standing up, the extra second it takes to catch your footing, that could be your body quietly saying, "I need help." But it goes deeper. Low vitamin D is linked to higher fall risk, decreased grip strength, slower walking speed, and even depression, because it affects mood regulation and inflammation levels too. And here's the problem. Deficiency is shockingly common, especially in seniors. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. We also tend to spend more time indoors, cover up when we go outside, and eat less of the foods that provide this nutrient. In fact, studies estimate that over 50% of people over 65 in the US have insufficient vitamin D levels, but most never know it because the symptoms are subtle: weakness, low energy, a general sense that something's off. Back to Martha. After her diagnosis, she began a supervised supplement plan. Nothing extreme. Just 2,000 IU of D3 daily, along with some time in the morning sun and small changes to her meals. Within 2 months, she noticed real change. Her legs felt sturdier. She climbed stairs with more confidence. She didn't tire as quickly during her walks. And perhaps, most importantly, her fear of falling started to fade. Martha didn't become an athlete. She didn't overhaul her life. She simply gave her body what it was quietly asking for, and it responded. Gently, powerfully, naturally. Vitamin D might not be the flashiest nutrient, but for seniors, it's a quiet hero, working behind the scenes to keep your muscles steady, your movements safe, and your strength intact. In the next part of our video, we'll talk about how you can recognize the signs of deficiency, when to test, and how to correct it safely. Because with something this essential, guessing isn't enough. 3. How to recognize and address deficiency safely. Let's talk about Linda. She's 71, lives alone, enjoys gardening, and always considered herself pretty healthy. But for the last year, she had been feeling off, not sick, just a little slower, a little more tired. She found herself avoiding the second flight of stairs in her building, holding onto railings more than she used to, and hesitating when getting out of a chair. One day, she stood up from the couch and felt a slight give in her right knee. Nothing snapped, nothing dramatic, just a moment of instability that shook her confidence. Her joints were fine, no injuries, but her doctor ran a few labs and found something simple. Linda's vitamin D levels were far too low. This moment is more common than you'd think. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't usually shout. It whispers. And if you're not listening closely, it can slowly erode your muscle function and quality of life. Not overnight, but little by little. So how can you tell if you might be deficient? Here are some signs that may seem unrelated at first, but when you look at the bigger picture, they begin to form a pattern. Persistent muscle weakness, especially in the thighs or upper arms. Frequent fatigue, even after rest. Balance issues, that slight wobble when standing or walking. Aching bones or joints, particularly in the back or hips, mood swings or low energy, sometimes mistaken for mild depression, trouble sleeping or muscle cramps at night. Of course, none of these signs automatically mean a vitamin D deficiency. But if you've experienced several, especially in combination, it's worth investigating. And the only way to know for sure? A simple blood test. Ask your doctor to check your serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D level. That's the most accurate measure of your vitamin D status. Most experts recommend aiming for a level between 30 to 50 ng/ml, enough to support muscle strength, immune health, and overall function. Now, here's an important point. More isn't always better. While vitamin D is essential, taking megadoses without medical supervision can be dangerous. Some people assume that if they're tired or stiff, they should take 5,000 or 10,000 IU per day. But that can lead to calcium buildup in the blood, nausea, digestive problems, kidney stress, and even confusion. It's a case where good intentions can cause harm. Instead, once you've been tested, your doctor can guide you to a safe plan. For many seniors, a daily dose of 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 is sufficient, especially when combined with smart lifestyle habits, which we'll explore in our final section. Back to Linda. After learning about her deficiency, she started a gentle supplement plan and committed to getting a little sunlight each morning, just 10 minutes by the window with her tea. Within a few weeks, she noticed less heaviness in her legs. Within a few months, she was walking with more confidence and less hesitation. She even started taking the stairs again. The shift wasn't dramatic, but it was steady, reliable, sustainable, just like real strength often is. And the best part? It all started with awareness. Linda didn't wait for a fall. She listened to her body, asked the right questions, and took one small step. And her body answered in kind. In the next section, we'll explore exactly how you can support your vitamin D levels every day, not just with supplements, but with food, habits, and sunshine. 4. Small steps to stay strong. D3, diet, and daily habits. Frank is 75. He's sharp, friendly, and the kind of man who reads every health article he can find. A few years ago, after reading about vitamin D online, he decided to start supplementing. Not 1,000 IU, not even 2,000. He bought a high-dose supplement and began taking 10,000 IU every single day, without ever checking his levels or talking to his doctor. At first, he felt fine, but after a few months, he started having stomach discomfort, cramps, and headaches. Blood tests revealed that his calcium levels were too high, a sign that he'd overdone it. Frank's story is a good reminder. Vitamins can heal, but only when used wisely. The good news is it doesn't take extreme changes or megadoses to support your strength. Sometimes the gentlest habits make the biggest difference. Let's look at 3 simple and sustainable ways you can support your vitamin D levels and your muscles starting today. 1. A little sunshine goes a long way. Your skin makes vitamin D when it's exposed to sunlight, but as we age, that process slows. Still, just 10-15 minutes of early morning or late afternoon sun on your arms and face can help. You don't need to bake in the sun or risk skin damage. A short walk or sitting by a sunny window with sleeves rolled up can already support your body's needs. If you're housebound, consider spending time near natural light each day. It's good for your mood as well as your biology. 2. Eat foods that naturally contain vitamin D. While food isn't the richest source, it still matters, especially when combined with sunlight and low-dose supplementation. Some of the best dietary sources include fatty fish like salmon, sardines or mackerel egg yolks, fortified milk or plant-based milk, fortified cereals, beef liver if it's part of your diet. Even having a salmon fillet once or twice a week, or an egg a day, can gently nudge your vitamin D upward. all while supporting muscle repair with high-quality protein. 3. Supplement wisely and consistently. For most seniors, a supplement of 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 per day is safe, effective, and easy to tolerate. It's affordable, widely available, and can be taken with breakfast. If you've had your levels tested and they're low, your doctor may recommend a higher dose short-term, but always under supervision. And here's the key: consistency matters more than intensity. You don't need a dramatic plan. You need a steady one. Back to Frank. After his calcium scare, he adjusted his routine. He now takes 2,000 IU daily with food, gets outside every morning, and enjoys eggs and greens a few times a week. No more overdoing, no more guesswork. Just a daily rhythm that supports his body, and it shows. His legs feel stronger. His energy is more stable. And perhaps most importantly, he feels in control again. Not chasing perfection, but building strength gently, from the inside out. So many seniors think they need something big to reclaim their energy. A new workout program, a special shake, a bold medical fix. But often it starts with one small, thoughtful change. A few more minutes outside, a better breakfast, a single supplement taken with intention. Your body, even at 60, 70, or 80, is still listening, still responding, still rebuilding. And in just a moment, I'll leave you with a few final thoughts to wrap up our journey. But before we do, ask yourself this: what's one small step I can take today to give my muscles what they need to carry me confidently into tomorrow? Let's take a moment to look back on what we've walked through together today. We started with something so simple yet so deeply familiar, that quiet moment in the morning when your legs don't feel as steady as they once did. That gentle weakness, that subtle hesitation. It's not just aging, it's your body asking for something it needs. You've now seen how sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, isn't inevitable, and how vitamin D plays a silent but essential role in maintaining strength, balance, and independence as we age. We explored stories like Harold, who noticed strength slipping away; Martha, who rediscovered energy with proper vitamin D care; Linda, who caught the signs just in time; and Frank, who learned the power of balance over extremes. Each one of them made small changes, and each one felt stronger because of it. And that's the heart of today's message. Small steps matter. 10 minutes in the sun, one capsule with breakfast, a meal that brings together nutrients and intention. These yamdari aren't overwhelming tasks. They're gentle, loving acts of care for your future self. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's waiting for you to listen. So, whether you start by asking your doctor about a blood test, adding salmon to your dinner this week, or simply sitting near a sunny window tomorrow morning, know this: you're doing something good. Something real. Something that keeps you moving, standing tall, and living with the kind of strength that feels steady, not rushed. It's never too late to nourish your muscles, your bones, your confidence, one thoughtful choice at a time. Thanks for spending your time with us here at Senior Health. Remember, your health journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress, one gentle step at a time. If today's video brought you clarity or comfort, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who might benefit. We're here to grow healthier together. See you next time, and until then, stay kind to your body and your mind.